points on second chance points, so we didn't rebound well. That was the big issue in the first half. Second half, just felt like our energy levels weren't, we didn't have the pop. It seemed like they were getting wherever they wanted to get. We made a run, we cut it to 8. We ran a play, turned it over. In those certain moments in this place, you started getting the rhythm, started getting the crowd, and it almost like opened up the floodgates. We couldn't get any closer. So we just, offensively, got to make our foul shots. We're getting some shots, got to finish a little bit better. Not going to win on the road. We shot 39% from the field, and we probably shot 90% in the last 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, meaning, like, when the game was already out of reach. I mean, we've got to do that earlier. And so, that's what it is.
How big was it losing Braxton? Because it seemed that piece fundamentally changed a lot.
When he's been doing a great job of playing without getting into foul trouble. Tonight, a couple over the backs.
One diving for
diving for a loose ball, and 2, where it is what it is. It is what it is. But he changes a lot in our defense. Keon Brooks just isn't going to do it. I thought Jackson came in, he had a good 11 minutes. He rebounded the ball. Played good defense. Langston came in, gave us something. But Braxton, offensively, defensively, gets a guy who can play behind the rim. He's been playing well, so that was a big loss.
And like with him out, like early in that second half, again, just like Chris says, you guys are down 2. They go on like a 24-11 run, and it felt like there was the ball game.
Yeah, just again with this team, in the first half, one of the things I don't know the actual official numbers, but they weren't shooting great from the 3-point line coming into the game. They shoot a lot of 2s, tough 2s, this and that. We thought they were really going to try to attack the paint, which they did, and they made some shots. In the second half, they stepped up and made some 3s. And that's what happens. But we got to score the ball better. That's where we're, and I think sometimes that can get deflating for your defense. You're playing for 30 seconds, isn't it? You come down, there's a turnover, those types of things can be just disheartening. But tough to win on the road. You got to be able to score on the road, and we haven't scored in the last 4 games at all. The last 5 games, we got to do a better job.
I know you talk a lot about coaching from your gut and kind of doing that. When Brax goes out, has it been difficult to settle on a plan B? Because you've used Jackson, you've gone small.
Yes, a big thing is to keep our defense with size from Jackson. If we want to go smaller, possibly Langston. I just felt like sometimes Keon Brooks, he's smaller at that position. And then sometimes it was like, let's see how they defend this. We've won games where we started scoring because we had the 5-out lineup. The one thing that Arizona State was really good is, we tried to get in the paint. They were very good defensively, keeping you in front. That's one of their strengths. It didn't seem like we could break them. And when we did, we got to finish better. But for the most part, that's, I think, the dilemma. Not the dilemma, but the decision that you're trying to make. Small score, but you're going to be hurt down here. Big, might not score, but you're a little bit better, like 4 rebounds, 2 blocks Jackson had. And then Langston kind of has the mix up between. He can moves a little bit better, has the ability to make a shot. But a light heavyweight fighting heavyweight.
Well, the way they were playing above the rim on both ends, especially the second half, does that kind of tell you got to stay as big as you can?
And Jackson could, and there's a couple possessions. We stepped up there. I thought we got some deflections. I thought Jackson did a really good job. It just goes back to when we had that. We were in our process. We were in transition situations. And the other night we played exceptional in transition. Tonight I just didn't think we executed. A lot of standing offensively. We weren't as poppy. We weren't passing and cutting. It was passing and standing and holding. And against a team like that, you better move them, or they're just going to be building a wall the whole game.
The team that played Thursday, Arizona, didn't really see that a lot Sunday. It was just 2 days, 3 days ago. What was the difference there?
I felt like our energy was good in the first half. I don't know why the ball stopped. We kept reinforcing it. We got to keep it moving. We can't stop. You got to move good defenses around. If they're, it's like, imagine just loading up. You got to break it. You got to cut. You got to move. And we just didn't have that tonight. I can't tell you, Purse. We work on it. We did it all day yesterday. And, you've got to be able to go in there and execute it in the game. But it helps us when we do it, and we're really hurt. It gets really stagnant when we don't.
Another storyline was Keon. He doubled his minutes from Thursday just in the first half today.
Yeah.
So what was the game plan going in for him, and what did he show you?
I felt like in this game, their pressure, we couldn't have a lot of live ball turnovers. Like we gave Arizona 5 layups off turnovers, and we felt like we were going to need them more in this game because of the guard pressure that they have. We have 4 or 5 exceptional man-to-man defenders, and that was a big decision of why we needed him in there. He usually, he didn't have a great shooting game, but he's the guy who has the ability to score. He had 7 assists. Just, you gotta, he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just as you sort of to go forward now, sort of where is the team now? And I would imagine that they're low and dejected.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pump them up? How do you sort of keep them?
You know what, Percy? I don't like. I don't see them low and dejected. I think they're obviously disappointed that we lost. I think that obviously frustrated. But we have. You execute the game plan. We talk about it all the time. We're going to put ourselves in position, and we just have like some of these little slumps. 6-minute, 7-minute periods where you just go, scoreless, and that can happen, but we just got to be better at it. And I think, I told our guys, we talked about DMGB. We obviously had a tough 4-game stretch. We had Auburn before we came here. Not too many teams have played those type of teams, and we've got to use it to our advantage, and we got to go on our own streak. Last year when we went through the little, 4-game lull, middle of the year, more later, you just got to bounce back. Long season, a lot of games, get back home. Nothing's like going and getting a home-cooked meal after, playing on the road and struggling a little bit.
Every game is a must-win game. But again, considering what you guys have gone through, considering what's coming in now, you've got 2 teams, both of them way under 500.
Yeah.
How big is this upcoming week?
Well, the upcoming week, every game is huge. In our league, what you really realize is like Cal, we watched them against Stanford the other night. They were 16 for 22 from the 3-point line. They were at the time, I think, the worst on the bottom of the 3-point shooting in our league in league games. And then they play Stanford 16 for 22. These teams are getting better, and that's what we have to do. I felt like we took a step up against Arizona. Like, obviously we didn't win, but there was a lot of positives. We got to build on that in the first half tonight. Offensively, at the end of the day, you got to make some foul shots and you got to make your open shots. And if we do, we're going to go on our own streak, and that's what we promoting, and that's how you get better. You just got to stay focused and move forward.
Thanks.
Thank you.